Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, you are definitely welcome. And if you have been coming back to watch my video, thank you so much. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel and also turn on the notification bell. So I am going to be sharing with you guys how I achieved this beautiful makeup look. If you want to see how I achieved this look, then you keep on watching. So I already cleansed her face, so I am moisturizing her skin now, and I'm using the Omari Code moisturizer. I did double moisturize her skin because she has kind of dry skin. After that, I went ahead to prime her T-zone using the Rimmel Stay Matte primer. She just have to eat because I took a whole lot of time to install this frontal, you guys. So now the foundation that I'm using is from L'Oreal, and I love how this just blend into her skin. After applying the foundation with the brush, I went ahead to further blend the foundation with a beauty blender. For concealer, I'm going to be using the new V Beauty concealer in the shade 02 and 07. I use the 02 to highlight underneath her eyes, her chin, her forehead, and the bridge of her nose. So before blending my concealer, I like to spray the whole of the face using a certain spray. Then I like to sit for some seconds before blending. It's easier for me to blend that way and also give me like a full coverage, if that makes sense. So the concealer that I use for contouring, that's the V Beauty 07, was like a shade darker, so it did not really come out, so I used another concealer. I didn't show it in the video. I used another concealer that is 2 shade darker than her skin shade to contour. Like, this is the 07 now. It was just too close, to her shade of her skin, so I decided to switch it up by using another concealer that's like 2 shade darker than her, like you see me do now in the video. So that's about it. So I usually like to blend my contour with a beauty blender, especially when the concealer I'm using is not thick. So I like to use a beauty blender for a concealer that is not thick, then a brush for a concealer that is thick, if that makes sense. So here I use the same concealer to contour her nose, and I'm using a brush to contour, then finishing it up with a beauty blender like I did while applying the foundation. Here is the TM Essential liquid blush, no, cream blush, sorry, is a cream blush. I think this one is in the shade highlights. I can't remember, but if I check, I'm going to drop that in the description bar. So here is the setting powder that I'm using, is diamond translucent setting powder. It's just like Rimmel setting powder, but this one is drier. So I will just use that to set the areas that I highlighted earlier on, and also set my contour with a powder. If you're in Asaba, we are having a makeup training coming up on the 24th of April this year. So if you're interested, please send us a DM on Instagram at sosof24 or call any of the numbers on the flyer. Thank you. So to set my contour, I'm using this powder from Maybelline, their Super Stay. This powder is so nice. I'm also using it to set the nose contour, but I realized that it was too dark to set the nose. It was too dark. But if you like your your nose to be really, like if you want your nose to be really snatched, it's not too dark. But for the look that I was going for, I actually wanted the nose to be subtle, but nevertheless it came out nice. So for blush, I am using this from CPD, yeah, palette, their blush palette. I love that particular shade that I just used now. It is really beautiful for a light skin. So for powder for all over the face, I am using this from Nuban. I do not know why I have not been using this Nuban powder. Like, it is really beautiful. So for under the eye, I went ahead to take that light shade from Dabel powder, their small powder palette, just to brighten under the eye. And after that, I went ahead to use this new setting spray that I've been using. See, Joba setting spray, Joba Cosmetic. I just used that to set the whole of the makeup, the skin. Oh my god, just to set the whole of the face, if that makes sense. So I don't know why I'm in a hurry. Anyway, so for the eyes, I did the eyebrow separately. So I filmed this separately. I'm going to link the video in the description bar for you guys, like it is detailed. Okay, so before we start applying our eyeshadow, I went ahead to cover the whole of the eyes with a concealer. So I'm using a powder now to set that concealer, put it in place. So for the eyeshadow, I was using an old palette here, and I don't know, it used to be, oh, sorry for the noise, it used to be my favorite palette, but I don't know what happened. Maybe because it's old, the eyeshadows are not just blending the way I actually want it to blend. I don't know, so sorry for that, but I was able to put everything together. So I used that first color just all over. I applied that color, the first color, all over the lid, sorry, the crease, and I went ahead to deepen it using that color that I just applied now, you know. Then I went ahead again to take another deeper color, like deeper than the second one that I just used, just to, you know, that's the look I was actually going for, like a smoky kind of look. But at the end of the day, I switched it up. I just decided to do something, you know, else. It's just like, that was just the spirit. I wasn't sure of what I was going for. So guys, here is the palette. Let me show you how old the palette is. If you guys can remember the Glitz and Glam eyeshadow palette, yeah, this is it. So now these are the color that I use, and I'm just showing you guys. So this is the dark one that I use, the darkest color that I use to deepen the crease. So yeah, I went ahead to use the second color to smudge under her eyes, like you guys see me do now. And then I went back again using the last color I used. I just show you guys now to further smudge the eye, but I did not show it in the video because she was just, you know, teary. Her eyes are just so sensitive, you know. So now I went ahead to take another shade of matte eyeshadow in that palette. I did not show it, to just apply that all over her lid. So after blending colors here and there, I decided to end up with pigment. So I am applying I'm applying the pigment glue now. I just couldn't pronounce the name, but you guys saw it in the video, so you can screen grab it if you wanted. So the pigment I'm using is from Glitz 121, and the shade is Ruby. I am going to also drop that in the description bar if I find it. So yeah, it's a beautiful color, but I realized that it was looking bright in the video. It's dark in real life. So I used two pigments. This one is not really dark, but compared to the other color I applied on top of it, this one is dark. So this is the low light, so you guys can see how dark it is using low light. So I applied that bright one on top of it, just to brighten the middle of the eye, the lid, if that makes sense. Okay, English. So yeah, I applied the two pigments and it actually came out really beautiful. So I went ahead to use that brush that I was using to apply those colors that were not blending to just buff out the pigment. Now I'm using the black eye pencil from Zaron. Yeah, I think this is Zaron pencil. Yeah, Zaron black eye pencil. So after that, I went ahead to buff out the fallout. So I went ahead to apply dark brown color again on the crease, and I smudged underneath the eye and the corner of the eye with black. I was just not feeling the eye, so I decided to add black if it will help, to make me at least like the eyes. So after that, I went to ahead to apply mascara on her upper lashes. Then I went ahead to apply gloss. I don't know why I did not even record the lips. I don't know what happened, but there is no video, there is no clip for how I achieved the lips. So I am applying lip gloss. I like to use lip gloss, like, I don't know, like just makes the look cheeky, and you know I don't know what to say. So yeah, so I'm basically applying the lip gloss, and I cannot remember the lip gloss I use here. I can't remember. So, but you can use it in the cosmetics. So for lashes, this one is from Voan. Yeah, the palette from Voan Beauty. And how many of you struggle to apply lashes? I'm one of them. So for the nose highlight, I'm using this from Essence Pro. I also pop some of them on her tear dot. I don't know why I was just not okay with the eyes. I kept on doing all manner of things to the eye just for me to like it. So here I'm applying the highlighter on the nose, and like I said, I popped some on her tear dot. I recently started using a liner brush to apply eyeshadows or glitters or highlighter on my tear dot and the bridge of my nose, and I absolutely love how it always turn out. So for highlighter, I'm using this Wet and White. I'll check. I'm just applying, popping some on her cheek, her forehead, her cheeks, basically any area you want to highlight. To use mascara on the eye, we had to off the lights in the studio. So guys, this is something that I usually do. I normally go back to touch my makeup when I am done. So here I made a mistake. I'm just using like those rhinestones just to cover my mistakes, and it actually turned out really beautiful. So you guys, this is the finished look, and I know that you love it as much as I do. So do let me know what you like about this look in the comment section. And for the hair, I style the hair, so I do hair now, you guys. And if you want to patronize me, please send me a DM on Instagram at Slow by Sonia. Thank you guys for watching to this point. Do not forget to subscribe. Do not forget to share this video. Turn on your notification bell so you'll be the first to be notified when I post any video. Until I see you guys in my next video, bye bye for now. Peace.